Hi everyone! Once again, welcome to our YouTube channel, Research Ready and Student Matters Hub by Doc Lin. We will have another lesson video and sana ngayon meron na kayong theory para makagawa na kayo ng theoretical framework. Dahil ang ituturo ko sa lesson video na ito ay yung mga common mistakes na kailangan nyong i-avoid pag kayo ay gumagawa ng theoretical framework. Last time, na-discuss natin sa ating lesson video na kailangan may discuss mo ang core theories or supporting theories, yung concepts at constructs ng theories mo, pati na rin yung relationship nito sa iyong study. Ngayon, i-emphasize natin sa video na to kung ano yung mga dapat iwasan ng isang researchers or isang researcher kapag gagawa siya ng kanyang theoretical framework. Ang lesson video na ito ay magdidiscuss kung ano yung mga common mistakes na madalas nakikita natin sa paggawa ng theoretical framework. Ito rin yung mga na-observe ko sa aking mga estudyante, whether graduate school or undergraduate students. Number one na nakikita ko na madalas ay yung direktang pagkopya ng theory information sa mga sources na ginamit. This is wrong because this is a form of plagiarism. As a researcher, you have to do your part so that you can present the components of your theoretical framework, which I discussed in the last video, composed of the core theories, the concepts and the constructs, and the relationships. Another specific mistake is not integrating the theoretical framework into the research design. The theoretical framework should be closely tied to the research questions and methodology. If it is not, the study may lack a clear direction and the findings may not be well supported by theoretical underpinnings. Based sa observations ko at experiences in checking research papers of my undergraduate and graduate students, this is a common mistake ng mga researchers. Naghahanap ang researchers ng theory pagkatapos makagawa ng research questions at hypotheses. Sa kanya palang pupunuan ng information ang kanyang theoretical framework. Ang tanong doon, paano nakakagawa ng research questions na may specific variables ang isang researcher, lalo na kung ito ay pure quantitative kung wala ka namang nakita o ginamit na theory. Not defining key terms and concepts clearly. Base dun sa components ng theoretical framework, dapat i-explain natin yung mga concept and constructs na nakita natin base dun sa gagamitin nating theory. Theoretical frameworks rely on well-defined concepts and terms. If you fail to identify and define this, it can lead to confusion and ambiguity in your study. Another thing is not critically evaluating existing theories. Commonly, ang ginagawa ng mga researchers, maghahanap ng study or title na katulad ng sa kanila, titignan yung theory ginamit doon at ika-copy-paste dun sa kanyang study. We have to critically evaluate existing theories and models. There is no problem with that. But be sure that that theory is related and can be used in your study. Since failure to do so can result of lack depth and nuance in the study, kailangan po nating masusing pag-aralan base dun sa konsepto ng research natin at i-identify natin yung mga keywords para makita natin yung right material. By thoroughly analyzing and questioning current theories, the researchers can identify gaps, inconsistencies, and areas for further investigation. Ito yung tinatawag nating theoretical gap. Habang binabasa natin yung theory na po pwede dun sa ating study, makakakita tayo ng gap. But if we have not read thoroughly about this theory, we might miss the necessary information we need to include in the study. Without this critical evaluation, the theoretical framework may rely on outdated or flawed assumptions na po pwedeng ang mangyari sa research mo ay superficial or incomplete conclusions. In essence, a rigorous critique of existing literature will ensure that the research is based or built on solid, comprehensive foundation which can enhance the overall quality and credibility of your study. Not showing how the research fits into existing research. The theoretical framework should demonstrate how the study contributes to existing knowledge and how it builds upon previous research. Since failure to do so can make your study seem disconnected from the broader field, you have to explain bakit mo pinili yung theory at ano yung connections nito sa iyong pag-aaral. Without this contextualization, a study risks appearing isolated and its significance is unclear. You have to outline the gaps or limitations in current research and explain how your study will address this. As a researcher, you can establish the relevance and novelty of your work. Not using a clear and logical structure. The theoretical framework should have a clear and logical structure, and failure to do so can make it difficult for your readers to follow and understand your study. Yung pag-explain natin ng theoretical framework is well-planned. As I have discussed in my previous video, you start with the core theories. You can also have supporting theories, discuss the concepts and constructs, and the relationship of theory to your study. A clear and logical structure ensures that the readers can easily comprehend how is the study's concept, variables, and hypotheses are connected. Without this coherence, readers may struggle to grasp or understand your study and the reason behind the research design and the methodology. Not properly citing sources. Theoretical frameworks rely heavily on existing research, and failure to comply to cite the sources can lead to plagiarism and undermine the credibility of the study. Yung copy-paste of the material, it's not acceptable. You have to really study what is the research theory that you're going to use. Then you have to reflect the author and the year it was published. Failure to properly cite sources in this context not only risks plagiarism, but also undermines, again, the credibility of your study. For example, if a researcher discusses a theoretical concept without attributing its original source or fails to acknowledge seminal studies that support their hypotheses, pwede itong mag-give ng impression that the ideas are original to the current study rather than it was built upon established knowledge. So pag hindi ka nag-cite ng source ng tama, inaangkin mo na sa'yo yung idea na yon. This omission not only misrepresents the intellectual side of the research, but also it might hinder readers' ability to evaluate the study's validity and relevance. Thus, thorough and accurate citation of sources is essential para ma-maintain natin yung academic integrity at ma-ensure natin yung study's credibility. Not using a theoretical framework that is well established in the field. The theoretical framework should be well established in the field, and if it fails, it can result in a study that lacks credibility and relevance. I-sure natin na yung theory natin ay nag-exist at well-established. Paano natin siya gagawin? Bilang isang researcher, marami tayong paraan para makita kung yung gagamitin nating theory ay tama, fitted, nag-exist at tested na sa ibang research. Pwede tayong gumamit ng YouTube channels at tignan natin kung paano na i-explain yung konseptong ito. Alamin din natin kung sino yung author, yung year, yung history ng formulation ng theory, at ano-ano na yung mga existing research na na-publish na gumamit nito. Maari din nating alamin kung ano yung mga limitations ng theory base sa paggamit ng mga ibang researchers. At dyan natatapos yung lecture natin sa mga common mistakes na pwedeng ma-meet ng mga researchers sa paggawa ng kanyang theoretical framework. Pero bago natin tapusin ang lesson video na ito, sagutan muna natin ang learning assessment. sa'yo ang video na to, please like, share, and subscribe para updated ka sa mga latest lesson videos. You can also type your comments in our comment section para mas ma-improve pa natin ang ating research channel. And always remember, we unlock insights to empower your minds. Thanks for watching, everyone, and God bless.